It's worked. We're back, higher than we were last couple times that you were on. Will it hold, or will, people get a chance to sell a little more? They like to do that, right?
They're like dieters around the dessert table, I like to say, in terms of the cheating.
Yeah.
But the Saudi oil minister yesterday did call everybody out on that. He says the Saudis are demanding higher compliance, and to the extent you risk that wrath is when the Saudis then all of a sudden aren't necessarily as willing to haul the whole load on their own shoulders. I mean, right now, their production's, the minister said, below 9.7 million barrels, Joe, which has got to be the lowest for them in several years. So they are shouldering the load, and you might see some greater compliance from Iraq. But certainly the percentage compliance right now with the scheme is actually about 160% because of the damage that's been done to Venezuela and Iran. So they're really doing just fine, even with some of the countries cheating. And yes, the global inventories have been coming down, and that has been putting a higher floor under prices.
How much of the higher price is tensions that we've seen in the Gulf? How much of it has nothing to do with OPEC?
Oh, at this point, I'd say, well, we're up around $60 a barrel. You could probably argue a good 7 to 10, at least.
So President Trump's not going to like this. Is he going to tweet? And is Saudi Arabia, would they be sensitive to angering Trump in that he's been in their camp in a lot of different ways and gotten some criticism for kind of being a backer in a lot of ways of Saudi Arabia? Is this going to be seen by Trump as sort of betraying his friendship?
He certainly won't like it, but I think with oil in the 50s, the Saudis can sort of sit back and say, what are you complaining about? When it gets to above 60, certainly when it gets to 70 for WTI, then he's got a beef, the president, and the Saudis, I think, will have to sort of respond. But they want to be careful. Look, they're staring down a slowing global economic picture here. The manufacturing PMIs in the key Asian region took a big hit over the weekend and on Monday. Same to exports out of Korea, cratered. I bring this up because those are the key demand centers for oil, and this is what they are really fighting against right now. Not just U.S. output, but also this slippery slope where the demand growth in the key Asian region takes a hit, Joe.
I don't even know how to bring up peak oil anymore, but I mean, if there was ever a more faux narrative.
I was always the one on here arguing against that.
What's peak oil in the U.S., would you say, daily production? What would that be? Where are we now?
I will tell you this, Joe. I was intrigued by the minister's comments that Brian ran there.
That's what I mean, yeah.
The death of shale has been talked about almost from the beginning, that there were supposed to be steep decline rates on these wells, that they wouldn't last, that would be too expensive. All of that's just been blown out of the water. The wells keep on keeping on. The break-even price, lower and lower. Joe, I think we could probably get to, depending on price, demand, all that dynamics, 13 to 14 million barrels. Now, the problem is, like Brian mentioned, too, if we have a price crash, there will be another reckoning in the industry. There will be a series of bankruptcies. You saw Weatherford, the big oil services company, went into bankruptcy yesterday, but here's the deal with that. The companies may go bankrupt, but the wells don't. The wells stay there. And somebody else will come in, pick them up on the cheap, like the bondholders did yesterday with Weatherford, and we keep on keeping on. So even that is sort of a red herring in terms of the U.S. somehow losing its position anytime soon as a major oil producer.